We're talking about someone who has been through all the violence, betrayals, and fame. But today was a different monster. Mama Jones did the unthinkable. And believe me when I say that this courtroom revelation will leave you questioning everything. Chrissy Lampkin and Cam'ron thought they had their dirty secrets buried, but Mama Jones wasn't having it. She didn't just spill the tea, she poured gasoline on a fire that has been smoldering for years. Can you imagine the shock of hearing, "Your own mother tear apart your world in front of a court?" Jim Jones was shaken. What if I told you that the secrets Mama Jones revealed weren't just about Chrissy and Cam'ron? What if they were the true reason Jim Jones's empire was about to collapse? Because what's about to happen isn't just a scandal. It's a catastrophe that could destroy them all. Hold on tight, because this isn't just court drama. This is a family war, and you won't believe who will win in the end. I promise you'll want to stay tuned for the whole story. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're about to delve into today isn't your typical celebrity drama. Rather, it's been simmering beneath the surface for years, waiting for the right time to blow up. Let me set the scene for you. Mama Jones, the famous matriarch we've all seen on reality TV, is a woman who never backs down from a challenge. She has just started a firestorm that will rock the Jones family's foundation. You can bet your bottom dollar that Jim Jones, the rapper, mogul, and man who has walked some of the world's roughest streets, was not ready for this. Now, let's take it back a bit. Jim Jones, the rapper turned entrepreneur, is a man who made his mark with hits like We Fly High and has been known to associate with some of the most powerful figures in the industry. He's led a luxurious lifestyle, but there has always been family drama lurking just beneath the surface. Chrissy Lampkin, his longtime girlfriend, has been by his side for years through thick and thin. She's been the subject of numerous tabloids, reality TV moments, and online rumors. However, what you didn't know or see behind the scenes was the tension between Chrissy and Jim's mother, Mama Jones. Mama Jones has never been shy about her feelings, so you can already imagine the simmering animosity between the two. In fact, this conflict has been simmering for years. Mama Jones has always had a certain, let's say, protective view of Jim. She's fiercely loyal to him and has always believed that Chrissy isn't good enough for her son. But the question is, how far will Mama Jones go to protect her son? What will she do if she feels like things are getting out of control? That's what we're going to find out. Let's fast forward to that fateful courtroom where secrets are supposed to be kept hidden. But Mama Jones didn't follow the rules. She took the stand, and what came next was a devastating blow that no one could have predicted. Hold on to your seats, because this is where it gets really interesting. Mama Jones didn't just come to spill the tea. She came to burn down the entire house. First, she revealed some very dark secrets about Chrissy's past that had been hidden for years. It turns out that Chrissy wasn't always the ideal angel she portrayed on reality TV. If these secrets were made public, they could completely alter the course of their relationship. Did Jim know and ignore these things out of love? Or was there something more sinister going on behind the scenes? I know what you're thinking. What sort of secrets are we discussing here? Well, get ready, because these aren't your typical gossip column secrets. These are on a whole new level of drama. According to Mama Jones, Chrissy had a troubled past before she ever met Jim Jones, including financial difficulties, dubious business dealings, and connections that would have caused anyone to doubt her intentions. But it gets worse. Mama Jones also revealed shocking information about Cam'ron, the legendary rapper and Jim's former partner. Apparently, there's more to their relationship than we ever imagined. This is where it all starts to come together. For years, Jim Jones has presented himself as a man who's aware of everything going on in his life, the boss, the leader. But what if this was all a front? What if Mama Jones, who has known Jim since birth, was the only one with the inside knowledge of what was truly going on? What if Jim was unaware of the full extent of his girlfriend's and his former friend's shady dealings? We all know how much Jim Jones values loyalty, right? What if Mama Jones was right all along? What if Chrissy and Cam'ron were playing him behind his back for years? And now, in the middle of a courtroom, Mama Jones was ready to reveal everything, in front of cameras and a live audience. It was obvious right away that Mama Jones would not hold back. She wasn't there to protect family secrets. She was there to ensure that the truth was heard. And what's more shocking than a mother defending her son's honor even if it means dismantling everything he believed he knew. But this is just the beginning. In the next section, we'll go over the specifics of what Mama Jones revealed and how the public responded to these bombshells. Trust me, it isn't over yet, and you must be on the edge of your seat by now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have a lot more to unpack. Believe me, this is just the beginning of a scandal that will rock the entire hip-hop world. So let's dive in and find out exactly what Mama Jones revealed about Chrissy Lampkin and Cam'ron. If you thought this was just some minor family drama, think again. We're dealing with a full-blown conspiracy that spans years and involves some shocking secrets and serious allegations. According to Mama Jones, this was no ordinary love story. No, it's much deeper than that. Let's start with Chrissy. You've probably seen her on TV as the tough-talking, no-nonsense woman who supported Jim through thick and thin. But you may not know that Mama Jones has always had doubts about her. And we're not talking about a few minor issues here. Mama Jones has a long list of allegations that paint Chrissy in a completely different light. Let's just say that Mama Jones doesn't mince words. Mama Jones claims that Chrissy used her relationships and charm to get involved in some seriously dubious ventures, the kind of things you wouldn't expect from someone who's supposedly been the rock of Jim's life. But it goes one step further. Mama Jones says that Chrissy's financial instability was one of the reasons she was so desperate to hook onto Jim in the first place. A number of shady business dealings, some of which seriously called into question her moral compass. You see, before Chrissy and Jim became the power couple we all know today, Chrissy was struggling to make ends meet. We've all heard the story of Chrissy's alleged difficult upbringing and her constant hustle. But according to Mama Jones, it's all a carefully crafted story that Chrissy fabricated to win sympathy and advance in life. And then, the real bombshell came. Mama Jones disclosed that Chrissy had been keeping some shady connections from Jim. We're talking about people who were dealing drugs and possibly even involved in money laundering. You can only imagine Jim's reaction when he learned that his own girlfriend, whom he believed to be his ride or die, had been hanging out with criminals. According to Mama Jones, their relationship was never as straightforward as it seemed. Oh no. It turns out that Cam'ron wasn't just a friend. He was deeply involved in the mess with Chrissy, and not in the way you think. Mama Jones claims that Chrissy and Cam'ron were partners in a cunning scheme that had been going on for years. Cam'ron allegedly helped Chrissy launder money, using his connections in the entertainment industry to hide certain shady dealings. Now hold tight, because this is where things get even more intense. Can you imagine Jim's reaction? His blood brother, the person he trusted the most, was allegedly involved in serious criminal activities with the woman he loved. Mama Jones even went so far as to claim that Jim was completely unaware of this, believing that everything was fine, when in fact, he had been duped. But there's more. Mama Jones began to pull receipts showing how Chrissy and Cam'ron would laugh behind Jim's back, sharing inside jokes about how easy it was to manipulate him. You have to wonder, how did Jim miss all of this? Let's talk about the public's reaction to these shocking revelations. You can bet that this courtroom drama didn't stay inside that stuffy legal building. Instead, it went straight to the streets, where people had a lot to say. Social media was ablaze with opinions on everything from Cam'ron's alleged involvement in the mess to Chrissy's shady dealings. Of course, some people, especially those who already had a grudge against Chrissy, were quick to jump on the bandwagon, digging up every little thing they could. Found evidence to back up Mama Jones's allegations, including old interviews, social media posts, and even rumors about Chrissy's relationships with other well-known men in the industry. It seemed like every skeleton in Chrissy's closet was suddenly brought to light. But there was also another side to the discussion, with some fans defending Chrissy, casting doubt on Mama Jones's intentions, and even speculating that Jim might be manipulated by his own mother. They claimed Mama Jones was jealous of Chrissy's relationship with Jim and was doing everything in her power to destroy them. Some fans of Jim Jones, who had been by his side through thick and thin, were devastated by the bombshells, wondering if it was all part of some bitter vendetta. The idea that Jim's entire relationship could be based on lies and betrayal was too much for some of them to handle. Could they still support a man who had been deceived so severely? Some fans turned their backs on Jim, calling him weak for letting the people closest to him manipulate him. Others, the true ride or die fans, stood by Jim, supporting him as he tried to rebuild. They insisted Mama Jones did the right thing. She had to protect her son. Now we're all wondering, what does this mean for Jim Jones? We've seen his public reactions, social media posts, and interviews, all of which attempt to salvage what's left of his reputation. But you have to wonder how he's feeling on a private level. Is he in denial about what Mama Jones revealed? Or is he sitting in his mansion, staring at the walls, wondering how it all went wrong? One thing is certain, Jim is embroiled in a scandal that could ruin everything he's worked for, his career, his relationships, and his entire public persona. As the story progresses, we can't help but wonder if Jim will be able to move past this, or if the fallout from Mama Jones's revelations will be the final factor that destroys the Jones family. However, the real question is, what happens next? Now that we've unveiled the explosive revelations, you're probably sitting there wondering, what's next? Well, buckle up, because the final chapter of this saga is about to get even more intense. I promise you won't want to miss it. How will this drama unfold? What are the repercussions for each individual involved in this scandal? Let's pick up where we left off. Jim Jones is currently facing a public crisis, and it's obvious that things are not going well for him. The question on everyone's mind is whether Jim will rise from the ashes or be crushed under the weight of these shocking truths. First, let's discuss the legal ramifications. Keep in mind, we're not just dealing with minor family drama here. Oh no, Mama Jones's expose has the potential to turn into a full-blown legal storm. When you start discussing money laundering, dubious business practices, and connections to criminal enterprises, you can't ignore the legal risks. Jim Jones's name has already been dragged through the mud. But will the authorities step in? Could this be the start of a federal investigation into Chrissy, Cam'ron, and possibly even Jim himself? Imagine it. Lawyers getting involved, the sound of a courtroom gavel banging down, and a criminal case that could result in actual prison time. If this gets out of control, Mama Jones's revelations could ruin everything Jim has worked for, including his career, his freedom, and his legacy. But is the hip-hop world prepared to witness one of its people fall so hard? Some legal experts say it's unlikely the authorities would step in right away, but the damage to Jim's reputation may already be irreversible. If you thought Chrissy was out of the woods after Mama Jones's expose, think again. Her reputation is in ruins, and everyone is aware of the alleged manipulations, secret dealings, and shady associations. However, here's the twist. Chrissy has always been known for her tough exterior. Even though she's under fire, she doesn't exactly take things lying down. Will she fight back and try to repair her image, or is this the moment that breaks her? Fans know Jim's career might never recover. Public opinion is already divided, and perception is everything in this world. Some people still support Chrissy, dismissing Mama Jones's accusations as old family drama that's been exaggerated. But others are furious because their trust has been betrayed. Some are even beginning to question, how deeply was Chrissy involved in the illegal activities? Did she play Jim and the public the entire time, or is she someone else entirely? What about Cam'ron, the man who seemed so untouchable only a few years ago? It's difficult to imagine someone with Cam'ron's image, the swaggering rapper, caught up in something so sordid. But Mama Jones's accusations are hard to ignore. The links to money laundering and the alleged business dealings with Chrissy are all beginning to paint a dark picture. Cam'ron's silence since Mama Jones's revelations has been deafening. Is he laying low, hoping the storm passes? Or is he preparing for a counterattack? Remember, Cam'ron is known for being bold and outspoken. Many are wondering if he's planning to confront the accusations head-on, or if he's hoping the public will eventually move on to the next scandal. Regardless, Cam'ron's legacy in the hip-hop industry is unquestionably at stake. The public is beginning to see his true colors, and the truth could hit harder than any diss track he's ever released. The biggest question of all, what will happen to Jim Jones? Will he fight to clear his name, or will this be the end of his career as we know it? It's easy to say this scandal could ruin him, but Jim isn't someone who's ever been easy to write off. We know he's weathered his share of storms. However, this time feels different. If Jim chooses to fight back, there will probably be a massive public relations campaign to rebuild his damaged image. His devoted fans, who have been with him since the beginning, are beginning to wonder if he was blinded by love and loyalty, If he's honest about his mistakes and admits he was taken advantage of, there may be hope for redemption, but that's a big if. Will Jim reveal how much he was unaware of Chrissy and Cam'ron's shady dealings? If he does, there may be hope for redemption. But what if Mama Jones's bombshells are only the beginning of this scandal? What if the world is about to learn even more sinister truths about Jim, Chrissy, and Cam'ron? Some have even suggested Mama Jones may have set off a series of events that will uncover more lies, corruption, and manipulation that extend all the way to the top of the hip-hop game. Could we witness a full-blown hip-hop conspiracy unfolding before our very eyes? The industry isn't just about one family. It's about a network of connections, some of which extend far beyond the Jules Santana, Dipset, and Jim Jones circle. What if other musicians and influential figures in the industry are implicated in these accusations? If the truth is revealed, everything might change. One thing is for sure. Jim, Chrissy, and Cam'ron are now part of a much larger story the world will be closely watching. As the scandal develops, will Jim return? Will Chrissy be able to regain her position in the spotlight? Will Cam'ron ever be able to shake the shadow of these allegations? It's difficult to say, but you can bet this is one story that won't go away, because the public's desire for the truth is unquenchable. We've only just begun to witness the fallout from Mama Jones's explosive revelations. But one thing is certain, the game will never be the same. That's it, people. The explosive drama of Mama Jones's bombshells and the fallout it's created in the hip-hop world. But this story isn't over yet. In fact, it's just getting started. So, what do you think will happen next? Will Jim Jones be able to recover from this scandal? Or is this the end of his reign? Will Chrissy and Cam'ron rise from the ashes? Or are they finished? We know there's more to this story than meets the eye. So now is your chance to join the conversation. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think Mama Jones has started a chain reaction of secrets that will rock the industry even more? What do you think about the whole situation? Don't just sit there, let your voice be heard. If you want to stay up to date on all the latest scandalous revelations, shocking exposés, and jaw-dropping drama, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I promise you won't want to miss a second of this saga, and you'll want to be the first to know what happens next. What are you waiting for? Leave a comment and subscribe for more breaking news articles like this one. You never know when the next big revelation will occur, and we'll be here to give you all the information you need to know.